Jungkook and Jimin BTs won Barracks. What happened in the military camp? Shocking news comes from the South Korean military. BTS's Jungkook and Jimin are reportedly in the same barracks. The two youngest members of BTS are now living life as active soldiers. Since the beginning of their enlistment, Army has been very curious about how BTS members live in military camps. Jungkook and Jimin, who have been known to have a close relationship since their debut, are now back in the same environment, not as idols on stage, but as soldiers who have to undergo tough tasks together since BTS's debut. Jungkook and Jimin have been known to have a very close relationship. Jimin has always been a figure of Hyung who cares for Jungkook, while Jungkook respects and relies on Jimin in many ways. Their strong friendship makes Army even more curious how the two lead a life in the military, where rules and discipline are very strict. According to reports from several sources, Jungkook and Jimin were seen frequently together at training camp. As two people who have known each other for more than a decade, they are seen helping each other adjust to the military environment. Some sources say that Jimin, as Hyung, often gives encouragement to Jungkook when they face exhausting physical training. Meanwhile, Jungkook, who is known as a tough and athletic figure, tries to help Jimin during heavy training. Jungkook and Jimin really showed great cooperation, said one of their military colleagues. They support each other and always take care of each other. No wonder they are so compact. As members of the military, Jungkook and Jimin had to adjust to tight schedules. Getting up early, physical exercise, and daily chores are now part of their lives. Some reports say that Jimin and Jungkook often chatted late into the night, shared stories, and even occasionally sang together. Even though they are no longer on stage, music is still a part of their lives. Sometimes, if the atmosphere is relaxed, they sing together in the barracks, said a soldier who served in the same camp. Jungkook with his trademark voice and Jimin with his emotional vocals. It makes the atmosphere of the barracks more lively. In addition, Jungkook and Jimin are also known as two BTS members who really care about each other. They often shared meals, helped fellow soldiers on duty, and always showed a positive attitude. One of the attention-grabbing moments was when Jimin was seen helping Jungkook clean their equipment after a heavy workout. This is proof of how the two not only work together as groupmates, but also as brothers who always support each other. Although Jungkook and Jimin have been accustomed to intense physical training since they were active in BTS, the military still presents a different challenge. They have to undergo hard training, follow strict regulations, and adjust to an environment away from the entertainment world. One of the biggest challenges for them may be adjusting to a disciplined life. If in the past they were free to express themselves on stage, now they must follow military commands and rules without exception. However, based on reports from fellow soldiers, Jungkook and Jimin strive to live all these challenges with passion. They never complain and instead give positive energy to those around them. The presence of Jungkook and Jimin in the military is certainly a big concern for the Army. Although they couldn't communicate as directly as they used to, support from fans continued to flow. In fact, several other BTS members such as RM and Suga reportedly gave messages of encouragement for them. RM, as the leader, is said to have sent a message to Jimin and Jungkook, reminding them to stay strong and maintain health. Meanwhile, Suga, who always had words of wisdom, is said to have given them advice before leaving for the Army, reminding that this is a valuable experience and can make them stronger as individuals. After serving several months in a military camp, Jungkook and Jimin get used to life as active soldiers. From the barracks to the training field, they continue to show remarkable adaptability. Military training is not an easy thing, even for someone who is used to physical activity like Jungkook and Jimin. They have to face tough challenges such as physical endurance training, shooting, to battle simulation. However, according to reports from some of their colleagues, Jungkook was one of the most powerful soldiers in his group. With a physique that has been trained for a long time, he is able to adjust to strenuous exercises without much difficulty. Jungkook is absolutely incredible, said a soldier who underwent training with him. He can run long distances without fatigue, and in shooting practice, he is also quite accurate. Everyone recognized that he had a steel mentality. On the other hand, Jimin also showed a strength that surprised many people. Although he is physically smaller than some other soldiers, Jimin has incredible stamina. His tenacity in completing each task impressed the instructors. Jimin may look smaller than other soldiers, but make no mistake, he never gives up in training and always tries hard. He is a perfect example of someone who is determined, said one coach to In addition, since they are in the same barracks, Jungkook and Jimin often train together. They help each other, both in endurance training and survival strategies. If one of them is having a hard time, the other is always there to provide support. Although military exercises are very tiring, this does not mean that there are no pleasant moments. One incident that became a conversation in the camp was when Jungkook and Jimin spontaneously sang in between breaks. According to a witness, after heavy training, some soldiers appeared exhausted and the atmosphere became tense. To cheer them up, Jimin starts singing the ballad in his soft voice, while Jungkook sings along in perfect harmony. Suddenly, the mood changed. Everyone who had been exhausted immediately fell silent and enjoyed their voices. It was a very heartwarming moment, said a fellow soldier. Not only that, some reports also mentioned that Jungkook and Jimin often help boost the morale of their colleagues. They are known as soldiers who are not only disciplined, but also bring a positive spirit to those around them. In addition to physical challenges, the biggest challenge for them is facing drastic changes in their lives. As idols who are accustomed to tight schedules and interactions with the army, they now have to adjust to a more closed environment. There were no concerts, no filming schedule, only rehearsals and military duty every day. However, by supporting each other, they managed to cope with this challenge. Jimin often gives encouragement to Jungkook, while Jungkook makes sure that Jimin does not feel alone. They also reportedly often write personal journals to reflect on their experiences. Some fellow soldiers mentioned that they were often seen sitting together at night, discussing their lives and journeys as members of BTS. Jungkook and Jimin have a very strong friendship. They can be serious when needed, but also know when to have fun. That's what makes them survive in this harsh environment, said a source. Despite being in the military, Jungkook and Jimin still get support from other BTS members. RM and Suga, who are now focusing on their respective projects, reportedly sent messages of encouragement for them. In fact, some reports say that V and Jin also gave words of motivation. Jin, who was drafted into the army first, shared his experiences with them and gave tips on how to deal with the challenges in the camp. Jin has been through all this before, so he often sends messages to them. She knows what it's like and wants to make sure that Jungkook and Jimin are okay, the source said. This support means a lot to them, especially in difficult times like now. Although separated by their respective distances and duties, BTS's bond remains strong and unshakable. From the beginning of conscription until now, Jungkook and Jimin continue to show their strength, both physically and mentally, from training together. Entertaining fellow soldiers to taking on emotional challenges, they are never alone. Their friendship, which has been established for more than a decade, is now getting closer in a military environment full of discipline and assertiveness. Not only that, they also earn the respect of their fellow soldiers and instructors, who see them not just as idols, but also as a dedicated soldier. Now, the army can only wait for more stories from their military lives. For sure, one thing will not change. Jungkook and Jimin will always be together, support each other, and continue to show their strength, both as individuals and as part of BTS.